Roblox. Sure, it's become somewhat of a meme in recent years, but there's a certain genius behind it. It seems to have started off unlike most games, without any major snags or production issues, and made it out of development in 2006, created by David Baszucki under an independent studio. It didn't really become popular for the next couple of years, but now it's hitting 60 million players active monthly. Compare that to World of Warcraft, released a year earlier. It's the most popular subscription-based MMORPG ever, and only had a peak of 12 million subscribers at one time. Yeah, it's not free to play, but World of Warcraft has a much grander presence in gaming than Roblox. So, why is it so popular? Is it a strong marketing strategy? Not really, since it doesn't really put out many advertisements and doesn't have a public presence as a company. Great gameplay mechanics? Nope. The game itself is pretty simple, and doesn't give players too much to work with in terms of mechanics. Maybe it's just accessible to large audiences. Not really, since its most popular demographic ranges from ages 7 to 14. The real genius is its greatest asset, pure freedom. Roblox is not a game. It's actually a social network, economy, and game development program all on one platform. First, a developer, which can be anyone who has an account, uses Roblox's proprietary game engine with a few objects developers can choose from outside of user-generated models. The engine uses the Lua programming language, which makes programming scripts and GUI elements easily accessible to new users. Here's the first application of the Roblox genius. Roblox Studio has close to no limitations. No size limit, no building limit, no programming limit. Basically, if it doesn't collapse on itself for using too many resources, it works and anyone can play it. The result of this process gives a variety of advantages. Anyone can make their own game on the platform, either using original work or other users' content, and those who wish to can build incredibly complex games to rival actual game releases. Users can also offer bonuses or advantages for in-game currency, Robux. The gameplay you're seeing in the background is from a user-generated game called Phantom Forces. It's effectively a less refined Battlefield 3 or 4 on Roblox. It includes all kinds of animations for reloading, inspecting weapons, and movement. There are over 100 weapons available, all with unique stats, bullet drop, and attachments. You can earn in-game currency by winning games, but you can also pay Robux to get certain cases and keys to unlock skins for weapons. This is where the game's flourishing and surprisingly advanced economy comes into play. A few years ago, there used to be a free in-game currency called tickets, which you could spend on game passes, some appearance items, advertising for groups on the site, and could transfer between paid Robux and free tickets depending on the transfer rate at that moment, which means you could buy low and sell high if you wanted to transfer with a profit. That, in and of itself, is rather complex, since now you've got two currencies that can suffer from inflation and are constantly being cycled from user to user. Now, every exchange on Roblox is completed with Robux. Users that create appearance items or models and put them up for sale will get a portion of the price back as revenue. While Robux can't be cashed in for real-world currency, this still means there's a thriving and ever-churning laissez-faire market that involves groups, clothing items, game passes, in-game items, advertising, etc. While this alone makes for an interesting environment on Roblox, it goes a bit deeper. Game creators with games that have lots of traffic will normally sell a lot of microtransactions for Robux. The Roblox company gives a portion of the profit back to the creator in actual currency. 3 years ago, they had just increased the maximum amount you could make through this program from $2,000 a month to $10,000. Now, there are 2 Roblox game creators getting paid $2 million a year for their games. Roblox is not just a platform free enough to foster its own social network and fluctuating economy, it's making millionaires out of teenagers. And there is no sign of it stopping anytime soon. Roblox went from a PC-only release to mobile devices, the Xbox One, VR, Amazon and Kindle products, it's everywhere. The company increased earnings by almost 200% last year, and user activity more than doubled. How much longer the platform can grow is not particularly clear. Most of its player base is in the United States, so an effort to better establish localized content on the platform might expand the game in Europe or Asia. On the other hand, the game is now on almost every platform imaginable, and content on the site is mostly in the hands of users, so new and fresh games aren't liable to bring in new players. The Roblox company has to find some way to sustain its current success if it wants to continue this trend. My only suggestion is to advertise. When I was in the target demographic of Roblox, I only played games that I had seen commercials for on TV, just because those were the only ones I knew existed, and I didn't know how to find new ones since I was just 8 years old. I heard about Roblox from a classmate that I had played other PC games with, not from an advertisement anywhere. If Roblox is capable of so much success just with the word of mouth and relative luck, the potential it may have after advertising is absurd. If you already know how to program, and know anything about building from a sandbox game or a game engine, you might just be able to whip up a game yourself and start making real money. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you'd prefer, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm sorry for the gigantic gap between this video and my last video, but school and things like that have been getting in the way, and this has been a couple days in the making, so I'm trying to put as much work into my videos now so that I'm comfortable with the content that I'm putting out, and you guys will enjoy the content that I'm putting out. The last couple videos I put out were trying to transition the channel to a lore channel, which I am not comfortable with doing anymore, just because it's not something I'm passionate about anymore, and it's kind of basic, and there's not really much you can do from that. Very few people were watching them, so it's not worth it at that point if my audience and myself do not wish to continue with what I'm doing. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.